So, welcome. Welcome back. We've just been live a few minutes ago, and here we are again. Winning generation, each one of us. And this is not a podcast, this is a living conversation, and you are part of it. So, join us, let us know your thoughts, feelings, insights, wisdom. And yeah, we are having Suzanne on today. Suzanne and I have a special connection. She came in my life like, oh wow. When was it?
Was it 2021?
23.
2023? Yeah.
23. Like I think
Yep.
like when I came from Bali, I arrived in Adelaide and lived with you guys for a few months. And now we're here talking here. Amazing. I'm just so grateful to have this conversation. And yeah, you've just been sharing something about the children, and I think I want to bring up that topic as I came here like feeling very weird and like overwhelmed with all of the information influence of parents, caretakers, systems, and yeah, just share what's coming up for you as you have two gifted children. I know I met them myself, and maybe you can give us some insights on how you like decide to hold space for them in order for them to feel safe to express themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks. And honoring, sorry, I was just sitting and just absorbing all of that. I think the
Yeah.
first thing and foremost for me is that it's actually not a solo job. And I think that's currently where the state of play is in the present moment. And we are now into this shift where we do understand that it is that old analogy of it takes a village to raise the incoming generations and the generations thereafter. And we've always known this. I mean, we've got, culture, we've got living cultures that still exist and that have got, they've got written record that are 60 to 80,000 years old, especially here in First Nations in Australia. For me, as a parent of two amazing humans, it's been an incredible journey of I'm having to had to remember who I was more so in all of that. I chose to have my children later in life, but I think now upon reflection, and especially with you, Jarne, understanding and having those conversations of you are where you were in your chronological age, and not your spiritual age, is that we go through these journeys. And it's been challenging, I have to say, because I have to honour Jackson and Saffron. But the thing is that, I've connected with Roger. He and I have spoken over the years as well. And he's helped me, and Willem has helped. Willem has come in as well and offered service. Parenting is the most important role on the planet. Holding space for the incoming generations is highly valuable, and I'm deeply honoured. And we have to now nurture that. And with the existing systems that we have, they're not bad because that's what I don't think. It's just allowing and finding the way. So, and with that, I think Jackson and Saffron's journey has changed more so now because we have this deeper spiritual faith foundation. And I think that is what is next. We have to remember that in the world of kindness and love, really, at the end of the day, and compassion.
Awesome.
Suzanne, you just gave me something brilliant to talk about, to demonstrate. You are demonstrating that we are each souls. that we come into the world to develop our souls, and it doesn't matter what form that's going to take. It's just that you decided to bring in these individuals who are demonstrating something so unique to demonstrate to everyone else that that's what we're also meant to become. And so that's really what came through in such a brilliant way there, and it's going to help me honor my soul at this age because I couldn't do that really well before. And so,
And
thank
look,
you.
it's oh, you're welcome. Look, I'm so honored. Like I sit, I am so privileged, I feel, because I sit in this space where, so in my, in my life, in my age, I have now transitioned into,
How old are you?
I'm 53, but I've also
Mm-hmm.
transitioned into what the scientific world is postmenopausal. And so that, from a deep spiritual lineage and understanding of honoring of the woman's journey, is that is now I am in my wisdom years. But I'm in my wisdom years where normally I would be a grandmother. Technically, I would be, like, if you look at it, I would be a grandmother looking after the grandchildren, and I would have semi-adult children. But I've actually got children that are technically the age of what my grandchildren possibly could be. So, but I have that ability to be able to now, and that's why it's like I see the journeys and we go through. So the deep spiritual connection and soul connection that Jackson and Saffron are at, it means I can have those conversations with them and they don't feel weird or lost or misplaced, because you can talk to them about their whatever imaginary friend or who they're talking to or how they're feeling and what their experience is in this human experience, because it's the way that it is, and then how we establish that, and then work, and then younger, and then people that are sort of in their 20s and 30s now having children, I feel that they have now got access to these conversations, which enables that breaking down of the harshness and the fear of talking about, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It is that soul. It is that, soul connection, and, experiencing it, and experiencing it in different ways. After this, I'll be taking Jackson to school, and I've started going to community mass because he goes to a Catholic school. And I chose that purely because of the education access. It was more along the lines of, but when you look at the values that education platform is based on, it's compassion, wisdom in action, light and love. And it's just a matter of sitting in for 20 minutes with the community, and it's a different way. And I've just found that it's like, yeah. And then I'm remembering all of my upbringing of when I was going to church as a young child. and Saffron keeps saying to me, she goes, Mum, how do you remember all of this? And I said, well, when you think about it, like the Lord's Prayer vibrates exactly the same energy as the Gayatri mantra. It vibrates the same frequency. Then whatever the sort of the equivalent in the Quran, it vibrates exactly the same frequency. Like these are the special things that I've just started to really appreciate, that, we are all different and we sit in different places, but we're actually all one.
Wow. As we talk about children, I want to give Anja the chance as well. As Roger and I, we're not like in the game of being a mother.
We don't have
And
any.
I know that it's time for the women to be supported also by men. Anja mentioned this before we came up. I think this is a topic that we can go a little deeper in.
That's
Mm.
yeah. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for opening this space. Suzanne, I'm also a mom. I have a 11-year-old son, and me and my son had also have really deep conversations. Um, I mean, I'm co-parenting with his dad, but he is not having, I'm just gonna say he's not having conversation like this with him. So it's like my kid is he lives in two different worlds, which I see it's okay because he's multidimensional already, because I can see it. Yeah, like I know that, you know, he chose me for a reason, to walk this journey together. And yeah, I'm a single woman as well. And today I had very interesting conversation with a man, like a conscious man, and we were like openly discussing about everything. And he actually said, like, Anja, I really believe that men are here to support women, and not only their private, like their intimate partners, but women in general. Because women, we are here to create. We are really holding space for men in this energy world, and men are here to hold space and stability and structure in physical world.
Mm.
And new generations, so new generation of children that is already here, and it's still, you know, coming, and it's evolved more than any, you know, like any time before. um they, oh my gosh, they will be mirroring this. They are already mirroring this state of consciousness. And I think it's about time, yeah, that men stop attending spiritual retreats and floating up there, you know, and just like crying all the time. Like, you have to
Yeah.
do some work, but for,
Mhm.
sorry to curse, but for fuck's sake, yeah, just come down to planet Earth, like create a
Mhm.
structure for women worldwide, like start becoming a magnet for also financial abundance, and like we can co-create together. We are not helpless. We are powerful women, and we just want to have, you know, men around us who are powerful enough to hold our energy, to be able to hold our energy and to co-create with us. We are not looking for somebody to be like to use him, or, you know, whatever. It's not about that. It's
It's
just like we have different roles, and it's really time that, you know.
co-creation.
Yes.
Exactly. Go,
Yes,
Roger.
Suzanne. No, I want Suzanne. Roger, you shut up.
No, co-creation. It's what it is that what's happened is the structures that, and what has been going on for not as long as we think. It's only a couple of hundred, you know, it's only a few hundred years really that this has been happening. And it's okay. It's the fact is that we are where we're at. You have to acknowledge it, and then we have to forgive it. But it's the co-creation. We've become this single, we've become a lot silos, as I call them. And we need, to make it simple, and especially in the technology world that I sit in, we need on ramps and off ramps. Like it's just like a freeway, and we just need to keep finding those on ramps and off ramps and build them, and actually build them better and co-create. I think we've had enough time now to navel gaze, and as you said, but we can't. Not everyone can come along at the same time, and so it's a matter of, you know, we're at a time of returning to the light. We're at a time where we're returning to ourselves, and we are at a time where we're releasing that need to just survive, and we're actually needing to reclaim what our actual birthright is, and that birthright is peace, power, and presence. And that's the word, is presence. It's just about how to be present. Jackson and Saffron's father isn't present, but he may be present energetically. But I have ensured that I've surrounded them, and Jarne was one, and I'd always said that, and you know, Roger is another, of bringing in positive role models into their world. And so that's what their journey has been. And so now, so Jackson attends, as I said, a Catholic school. It's actually an all-boys school as well. And Jarne, the transformation in the last 12 months is phenomenal, I have to say. Like, it just,
Cool.
oh, look,
Yeah.
you know, it's beautiful. And it is, and it's like, and then to see teachers, but not just teachers in that school environment. It's then now where we're placed, you know, and everything. And they are there, Anja. They're there, and we can be conscious, but we also, and I think Willem mentioned something today, and maybe you might recall, Jarne, it was along the lines of talking about how we have to exist in this world, like, and then, but we also have to understand that, you know, you can still have all of those spiritual connections and you can be conscious. It's the way I explain to people in business is that there's already businesses that exist that need help, and they don't, rather than shut them down, how about you go in and you work with them to help them transform, so to become better businesses that are not salacious or malicious or unkind or doing the wrong thing. So yeah. So how does that feel? I don't know. Did that answer? How do you feel with that one, I suppose?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree. I mean, it's a co-creation. Nobody is perfect. We are not looking for perfect people, but I think like this separation became, you know, like more that we talk about feminine energy and masculine energy, or divine feminine, divine masculine, I think more separation we create, because it's all seriously, you know, because every man, oh, I'm such a, you know, I'm divine masculine. Oh, I'm divine. Come on, you have both. But it's all about co-creation. It's all about balancing and really stepping into your role. And yeah, providing, it's also a role. And I think that a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of, you know, women are not willing to accept their roles, that why they're here.
But we've forced ourselves into it, because the thing is that it's like, you know, I think about this, right? You have a child, right? And, you know, like I wanted to raise them, and you have to be present for them, because there's a certain period of time that you know, like, yes, 11, like Jackson's 13, Saffron's 11, they still need nurturing. They still need, you know, parental, but they, you know, as they get those older, then they're establishing their own boundaries. You're giving them that joy of independence. But those early years, like when they're little and they need you, and they need that care, we're forced into a situation, like we have, unfortunately, society has forced that, where it's like we're returning to work. You know, women want this independence. We want to be independent. We want to be supportive. We want to do this. And then all of a sudden we've taken on many roles. And then, but we also have forgotten how to ask for help. And as you said, we've forgotten that whole thing about co-creation. And it has been, you know, the way Jarne came into our world was through, you know, a communication circle that we had. And it was just the fact that it was like, I saw value of having people live in my house that could provide some form of service. And then I would give them, you know, a room and board and food and things like that. So, and enact that value exchange. And so, and then that Jarne was sort of the initiation of that. And so then after he left, I spent the next 12, 18 months of welcoming people from around the world into our house. And they were male and female, different ages, and they were all teachers in some way, shape or form. And I learned from them and they learned from me. And as you said, I by no means am I perfect, and I never want to be. I just want to always enter everything with the beginner's mind, because I always just learn from everyone at this point in time, and then I can share that.
Thank you too for sharing. Yeah, Roger.
You talked about energy, and that's the thing I wanted to bring up. All the information, what we're moving through right now in our world is a shift, a rebalancing of energy, that balancing of the male and female energy. And so both of you are demonstrating that female energy that can do so much, that could manifest so much, which has been overlooked for so long. This is why we're seeing some of the things happening in our world now to bring back that balance. And so the men had to be taken out of your lives for a while so that you could demonstrate that rebalancing. So that's what it's so powerful to see both of you here talking about that, because that's what's going on.
It is a rebalancing.
High five, Suzanne.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I am grateful for where I am, you know, and what I'm doing, and you know, it's and it is a time to step up. I think it's interesting, like as you said, Roger, and Willem said it as well, is, you know, holding back. But the thing is that I don't think I was ever holding back, because I was just building it in the background, and I wasn't, you know, jumping. I was trying not to, and it was just like not jumping online and sharing what it was that I was creating. It was just, how do we do this better? How can we parent better? And so for me, the platform that people sort of have asked, it's like, what is your why? And I said, well, I don't know, you know, I won't put it into a why, but more along the lines of, I see that, you know, we have here in Australia, like this is the driver for me. Here in Australia, and this is a statistic I never wanted, I'm not proud of it all, is that we actually per capita have the highest number of children in care, right? So that means that they're not with their biological parents, okay? And South Australia, which is where I live, we have the highest rate of children in care for Australia, so our state. And that's not saying that people have problems, it's just the fact that we're not supporting those foundations, right? So, and you talk about Jung, I'll talk about Maslow's hierarchy, and in the hierarchy on that very foundational level, those basic human needs, healthcare actually doesn't exist on that one. So that's where we need to start looking at it. So from the fact is that if the parents are not well, then bringing in this new generation, then their foundation's unstable to start with. So we need to sort of start working on that. So my aim is to work on parenting, giving access to, you know, this sort of stuff, working together, knowing that you don't have to have a physical person in the same neighborhood as you. Your community is global now, so you can reach out to some people and we can help each other, you know, if it's through connection or other people that are doing things, finance, whatever it is, you know, we can do that, and we need to build those systems. And as I said, on ramps and off ramps is what it all comes down to. So, yeah. A non-violent version of Guardians of the Galaxy is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I haven't seen those ones. I'm not too much into movies. I just recently watched like a few seasons of Star Trek, which has been very interesting to
The original
look at.
Star Trek? The original Star Trek?
I don't know.
Yeah.
With the Enterprise, I don't know if that's the original one.
the next generation stuff. Yeah, man, that's good. It's good stuff. This is the thing. It's
Yeah,
like
it is.
just stories, and it's just helping.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
education. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I've just started rewatching Bones, which sort of reminded me why I became an archaeologist in the first place. So,
Yeah, amazing.
wanting to find answers from the past, but now in the next
I
one.
love I love the vibe here. It's something that we haven't had since we came on, so I definitely enjoy your presence in here. And
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
I feel
grateful.
like, I mean, it's a very yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it is. Well, it was just the energy started yesterday as well. So like for me it started yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because yesterday is today for you guys. Well, you're
Yeah.
almost in tomorrow or today. I don't know. I love that. This is the whole thing I love about, being on a planet where there's just time as a construct. And so the energy is beautiful. Yeah, so it's just beautiful, and it is a good energy. So yeah, so I started the day where the co-working space where I'm based in the city. I run a meditation every Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. So I just went out and sat on the balcony. Dino's
Mm-hmm.
just joined us. He's come to say
Nice.
hello.
Hello, Dino. What's good?
Um, it's cold here this morning. We went from like 40 degrees yesterday to 20 in like an hour.
Okay.
That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no, started the day with a meditation, and it just sort of flowed, and then the energy with all of you, and then the messaging and what we're doing, and the fact that you actually and the platforms that you're using. And it's time to sort of like stick with what our true, as I said, returning to our birthrights.
And I'm giving in papers tomorrow to quit the job at the hotel, and yeah, repositioning myself into just putting the offer there. Not that I'm actually applying for it, but putting the offer there to be of service, to help teams in this work environment to be emotionally stable at work. Because the things that you mentioned before as well, it's hilarious. It's really a very bad joke. Manipulation, lies, talks behind your back, no integrity, and it has no future. It's breaking down, and people aren't happy. So I'm over it. I'm done. And
And congratulations
yeah.
and condolences, because this is what happens is you have to go through a grieving process at the same time. They're not teaching that at school. And so we have to come in at certain parts. So in other words, so you, by doing what you're doing now with the people in your work environment, that's helping to build and raise the vibration and increase that emotional intelligence of people and awareness, and what Roger does as well. And as I said, and like I do it at a different way because I work with businesses to help them transform and scale, and then I'm trying to help them by bringing in new tech, and trust me, when you start talking, I have to change the language. Like I can't use words like decentralization and, tokenomics. I can't use those words with some of these businesses because it doesn't make sense. All they hear is the word crypto and then they go scam. So it's like you actually have to explain to them when you're actually building these new systems that we're doing it out of self-sovereignty. And that's where we're coming from, is we're actually remembering what self-sovereignty is. And that's great that you decided that. I've chosen and realized that I can no longer, not no longer, that's the wrong word, going into businesses, I'm best off to not go into the government. I can't make changes to those systems anymore. I'm best off to work with businesses that are independent. So it's a different thing. And it's just been
It
amazing.
is.
Yeah. So we just have to do it.
Thank you for
And
sharing.
then that's the stuff with the schools. You know, I can't go in and change the schools. I can just go in and change the way that Jackson, and start with Jackson and Saffron at school. What adjustments do they need? And then help them with their own emotional intelligence, you know, and setting up boundaries and boundary setting. I don't know, Anja, I don't know what it's like. I suppose having a boy and a girl, like I wish I knew what I know now for what I was when I was parenting Jackson when he was 6, but like, you know, you just have to grin and bear it, I suppose. The joys of parenting, the roller coaster.
Yeah, I've been told that my son is here to shine a light on every single shadow of every single person. So he's this a very powerful soul that he's really bringing out.
Yeah.
Like really bringing out. But it's like, you know, on the other side of this shadows, they're usually greatest gifts. So yeah, boundaries. And I mean, he's a rebellious soul. He's very like, he doesn't like authority, super creative, amazingly creative. We paint together. He's so creative. He's like really, really amazing in, you know, everything he's doing with his hands.
Sorry. Oh, God.
No problem. Yeah, and but like every time it's like, hey, if somebody tell him like, hey, do this, like authority or school, or you have to learn in this way, like that's shit hits the fan, you know. So
I have to go.
Rosa,
Sorry.
do you need to go?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. Okay.
15
All right,
minutes
no
over. I
problem.
see your
Love you,
your
Roger.
schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Roger, see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, amazing. He just kept listening and forgot about the time. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, here we are. Yeah.
They are. We are. Look, and Saffron's the same. She's very. I understand now where her challenges lie, with with where she's at with her existing, and so it's then what adjustments need to be made, and then how do we, and who does she need in her world to help guide her, so that, because it's not my job to do all of that. Like, that's not the point. So, and I don't want that to be. So, you know, so if we work with different allied professionals or different people providing service, you know, so to understand how, like Saffron, how she sees things and she creates, and then how she closes loops and bits and pieces. And so, you know, and I don't want to get rid of those paradigms of like, oh, it's a girl thing, or, you know, you're going to be like in trouble, you're going to be pained till she's like 20. And I'm like, okay, we need to stop using that language, because if, you know, it's, and boundaries, it's interesting because when you actually, I've watched Saffron set boundaries, and I'm watching her experience that now at school. And it's interesting because the reaction from her peers is they push back. She gets upset, and you go, actually, you're teaching them something that they don't know, because their parents or their guardians haven't taught them yet. So, you know, and so you just have to understand that when you are a leader or a first, you do initially feel like the lone nut, but as long as you've got someone to support, because that's what I always felt like, was a lone nut. And it was like, you know, and then you'd move there. But now it's like where we bring these generations together, and we have people of different ages, different backgrounds, from different places around the world. And they can just, sometimes it's just, and help them with that. like, and that's where it's at. So, and I'm in a much better space now where it's just like I step back and just look at it and go. And yesterday was like the biggest realization where I just realized how broken the system, how repetitive the system is, trying to get Saffron to log in to do online learning. And it was like, wow, oh, okay. So it hasn't changed in 30 years. And I was like, okay, we'll just work with that. So yeah, but it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, and I would also like to
Yeah.
share that, for example, my son's father, I'm so grateful, really grateful, because we are like really balancing, He is this, I'm not gonna say like strict parent. Of course, I have my own boundaries, but he is like, he's bringing this different energy, yeah. And I'm bringing different energy in our, relationship, because we are not together as as couple, but we are co-parenting. And we also, because of my work that I've done on myself and healing and everything, his energy shifted, his energy changed, and it's amazing. So I can demonstrate how it is when you have two parents, maybe, they're on different planet, but when there is a child that is not aligning, maybe subconsciously or whatever, but we both want the best for the child, yeah.
100%.
And when you're really, really focusing on that you want the best for the child, and you are still loving yourself, that's magical. That that is really good.
And you're doing an amazing job, and we have to keep reminding ourselves and remember that. We have to. And the father of your son, he's doing an amazing job.
Amazing job. Absolutely amazing.
And that's the thing. And it's like, and that's the commitment, and that's the thing, is that we are now in a space of, more married, couples are not staying together, they're having children and they're separating. And there's a paradigm, because the thing is that, I don't think we were ever created to mate for life. I don't know. I still, that bit in my head, I don't know if that's just a paradigm or a construct, but it's the shift has to happen, that it's like, if it's a responsibility to bring in a new life. So even if you as a couple or, two people or whatever decision you make, however it comes, the moment it comes, if you're bringing in new life, you have to continue to work on yourself to, ensure that, you're present for them, so that, because if we do bring in love, emotional intelligence, how to be better people, not gossip, as you said, Jarne, like what you're doing with people, the training that you're offering and what you're offering is exactly what's needed, just it's the value that can be added.
And it's like, I think we all are very, very, very gifted naturally, without us trying to convince, trying to convert or anything like that. And our natural state of being is wise, like we are wise. It's innate in every one of us, in the way that we perceive the world. And this is also Roger's story and message behind it all, is very unique in the way that we bring it to the people, and that we all have the same in a different way to offer. And some of us resonate with your way, Suzanne, some with Anja, some with mine, and there are bits and pieces probably that they resonate with you more than with me, and vice versa. So it's just like, let us all like leave all of those judgments behind, of like, you have to be a certain way in order to be liked, in order to be seen, in order for you to be valued, or even valuable. Most of the people, we grew up in systems that we think that we gotta have a title in order to be someone or something, but no one tells us that we actually come here already perfect the way that we are. with all of that we still learn, you know, in our evolutionary
Yeah,
process.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I'm grateful. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's a
I'm
beautiful
grateful
way to
because
bring that
yeah,
loop together.
exactly. Like I mean, let's join, like merge communities, resources, what we have available because we are one single organism. I talk about this often these days, that I
Mm,
see ourselves as a huge organism. And how it has been is like we are organisms within organisms and organizations within this organism, you know, organization, organism.
yeah.
Interesting wordplay. And what organizations did is they kind of feed on each other rather than to provide for each other.
Mhm.
And this is the shift that we got to do, to be forgiving, to live to give, not to take, you know, and it's just the switch of the coin, the flip side of the coin. Like they're both ways, and we gotta receive and we gotta give. Like don't get me wrong, they're like we gotta receive, but the way that we receive comes from like, okay, yo, I'm receiving this because it's nurturing me and it's provided for me anyway, without me
Mhm.
needing to try to do anything for that. I am providing as well what I'm overflowing with, basically, or what I have plenty of. And every one of us has something. And if it's just a point of view, an opinion can be valuable too, you know, and there's some people in this world who are or have been people in this world, characters I like to say as well, because not just because a human shows up in this way doesn't mean that is a bad person, but they're just characters playing out in this world that keep creating that division and create borders and hate and strengthen hatred rather than unity. And or religions even as well. Like, I mean, if I'm following a religion that's not supporting the well-being of every human being on this earth, am I really serving God? Um, or am I serving Satan? And this is something that we all gotta be aware of. Like we all gotta fight our own demons, and we all gotta accept our own darkness and our shadow aspect and our aspects, and to be in a place of responsibility is what we all have to see because we all carry responsibilities for what we do and how we do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
most of the people, oh yeah, I gotta do this because, oh, I gotta to support my family, but then they will destroy another family just to support their own.
that's right.
But how about like connecting with that other family and building a unified field that is growing stronger than we could ever uh,
Yeah,
to do alone for ourselves? So this is where we're at human evolution, and the next step is so amazing. I can sense and feel the future of humanity, and it's beautiful to have listened to both of you guys in this episode. It was beautiful to be just the silent observer of the information of the wisdom coming through you. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been fantastic, and I'll continue, as you know, supporting, connecting, doing
We are
that.
connected on LinkedIn,
Yes,
Suzanne. Yeah, we are
yeah,
now.
we
Okay,
are now.
perfect.
So, which is great. Um, and then you will begin to see what that all means, and then how that all works, and it all
Hmm.
starts. It starts with you and me in the self, and ripple it out. So, as your day ends, may
Your
you
win.
rest. Yep, it's still dark outside. The sun hasn't come up yet. I've still got.
It's dark
I've
here
got.
as well. So.
Um, well, enjoy that moon. Well, there is none. You can't see it. So, and have an amazing sleep and an amazing evening. I'm going to take this forward to today
Hmm.
beautifully, and yeah, we'll
Give a
continue the
hug to your
conversation.
magical children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to get them out. I've got to get them out of bed. So, yeah, I'm going to now step into the role of parent and getting everything ready for the day ahead.
Amazing.
So love
Thank
to
you
you
too.
all, my beautiful
Love
humans.
to you all. Yes.
Yep.
Love you.
So guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Yeah, share it with the people that you love, and let us know your insights and yeah, what's in your heart. It's time for us all coming together and yeah, unifying as one species, one humanity. So one love, and see you.